Man, I don't know nothing.
What you talking about, Jack?
Órale, Holmes, let's get down. Yo, nothing is over. Just give me something to drink.
What it is, podcast. Hello, everybody. My name is JR, and I am your host. The following comments are my opinions, and they are for entertainment purposes only. Don't sue me, bro. All right, now that I got that out of the way, let's start the show. Today's topic is broke ass pimps and the hoes that love them. That's right, broke ass pimps and the hoes that love them. Man, I'm tired of reading social media. And when I mean social media, I'm talking about Facebook and Instagram. I really don't mess with the Twitter. I never really liked it. It kind of wasn't my thing, but I'm sure it happens there too. I see posts, of man haters and women haters. They go at it back and forth all day. So I just want to start with the broke ass pimps. I'm tired of seeing people making these silly posts calling women gold diggers. And I'm like, you see, when you call a woman a gold digger, that means that you have finances, that you have money, that you have something that's worth something. Most of these broke ass pimps don't have anything. Some of them don't even have a job. They walk around all proud saying, I'm a pimp. I got chicks left and right. Yeah, I got game. Yeah, no, you don't have anything. Some of you guys just lay around in your couch, don't pay rent, smoke weed every day, and don't have a job. And, you're saying that you're going to be the next, I don't know, musician, the next actor, the next, I don't know, whatever. Saying that you're going to be big at YouTube, TikTok, that you're going to be a millionaire and you're going to have so many bitches watch. And you and your homies, get together, you drink some beers, and you're like, watch, bet. Yeah, watch. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to have all these bitches. We're going to have all this money. And how the hell are you going to do that when you don't do anything to be successful in life? I don't get it. So I don't think it's fair for these people to be calling, women gold diggers when they themselves are not in a, good place financially in life to be making those comments. I don't get it. So, there's a little bit of women hating on them, and I don't think it's cool. I mean, I think that sometimes those particular people have been in situations where they might have been wronged, and they just carry on that hatred, from one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship, and it just seems that they can never find the ideal partner. It's always something about they're gonna do me dirty, or my ex baby mama did this to me, or my ex girlfriend cheated on me, and it just carries over and over. And the best thing they could do is just blame it on them, calling them gold diggers, and for some reason, claim that that's the reason why they're not successful. But all along, the person that they were with, their girlfriend or whatever, more likely than not, probably didn't had anything to do with their finances, meaning they never got anything from the broke ass pimp, because the broke ass pimp had no money to give, or no money to, you know, get lost over, or whatever. You get the point. All right, so that's one thing. Now let's talk about the broke ass hoes that love the broke ass pimps. All right, so I don't understand how a lot of these women could be man haters, just complaining about all these broke ass pimps, players, that walk around, how they're not good, and but yet somehow that's the ideal person they choose to date. I'll give you one example. Sometimes I'm out and about, and I'll hear conversation. When I'm like at a Starbucks or something, or in line. Let's say just gonna give this as an example. I'll be like at Target, and there's like a group of girls in front of me, maybe one or two, sometimes three, and they're just complaining how man ain't shit. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously they're carrying something over from the past relationship, but they say about how he's a dog, he's worthless or anything, but yet these are the people that you choose to be with. Keep in mind that whoever you're with right now, whether it be your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, or your husband, look at them. You chose them. You made those decisions. Nobody else told you this is the person that you have to marry. This is the person you have to be with. So when you're angry at the person in front of you, you should really be angry at yourself because you made that choice. You chose to be with that one person. Now, granted, sometimes people change. Yes, I understand that. But as soon as people start changing and showing their true colors, or maybe they're changing and becoming something that you didn't agree to, that's when the contract ends. That's when you terminate your contract and you say, guess what? This agreement is null and void, and it's time for me to move on. Right? I mean, think about it. We do this in every aspect of our lives, but yet in relationships, for some reason, we decide that we have to stick by that person, and be miserable for as long as it takes. I don't get it. You know, when you go somewhere and you sign a lease to live somewhere, whether it be month to month or year to year, you make an agreement. You say, this is what I agree to. And then at one point, if let's say if property management decided, well, guess what? We're just gonna, increase your rent by 50%, 60%, and we're gonna do whatever we want it, right? You're gonna figure out a way to get out of that contract, right? In some ways, relationships are verbal contracts. There's rules and standards that we abide by and agreed upon, invisible rules and standards that are the norm, but somehow we don't follow those anymore. So if you're with a broke ass pimp, nothing is keeping you from being with him. You could leave at any time and break that verbal contract and say, no, I'm no longer tied to you, and just walk away. But for some reason, the people that are in these toxic relationships, they refuse to leave. They enjoy being in these situations. I'll give you an example. I had a friend who was having a hard time finding a person to date, and I said, you need to date somebody who, has something going for them. Has a job, has a career, has transportation, could hold a conversation, and so I set this person up. They went on a coffee date. And a couple days later, I told my female friend, "Hey, how did it go?" And she goes, "Nah, I wasn't feeling it." I go, "What do you mean? He was a good looking guy, he had his stuff together." He goes, "Nah, he was kind of a pussy." And I'm like, "Well, there you go." So she goes, "I like to date, you know, like roughnecks, like tough guys, like kind of gangster guys, And I'm like, "Well, there you go. That's the quality of man that you chose." So when you go to that quality of a person that you chose, that's who you want to date because it turns you on, because it gets your juices flowing, and they either fail and go cheat on you with somebody else, or just sits around the couch and smokes weed every day and doesn't have a job, then just keep in mind that you chose them. You're the person that chose that person. So it makes no sense for you to hate on men in general when you yourself are making those poor decisions. I don't know, guys. That's just my view. Stop it on the social media. We're tired of hearing it, seeing the back and forth, back and forth. Um, just build your checklist. Women, men, this is what you got to do, right? If you're a broke ass pimp, or even if you're not a broke ass pimp, let's say you're a businessman and you actually have some sort of money, right? Build your criteria on the character that you want to be with. Character, I don't mean like a character like a video game or whatever. You know what I mean? The personal character that she holds, and say these are the attributes that I want in a partner, right? You have to decide, okay, well, I want someone that's relatively within my age because of X, Y, and Z. Or, you know what, I want someone that's a little bit younger than me because I'm attracted to someone that's younger, or I like someone that's older. Once you start defining the criteria, then that's what you go after. It's how many guys do we know that see some like fine ass girl with a big ass booty and big ass tits and says, "Damn, she's got like 3 kids, but I don't care because I want to be with her. I want to hit that." And then you're like, "All right, fine." He ends up hitting it, but then he ends up being with her because he felt obligated to keep on being with her because he accidentally knocked her up, and all his intentions were all along was just to hit it. So he's in a miserable place because he put himself on there, and it's constant, nonstop bullshit. Guys, start defining the person you want to be with and pick a good quality person. That's what you need to do. Women, same goes for you. Don't be dating someone with a terrible track record. You see a guy, he's fine as hell, right? He's got a very nice car, but that's probably the only thing he has, just a car. He spent all his life savings inside that car. The car is used as a tool to attract women like you who think that because he has a nice car, he might have money, and that's who you choose to be with, and you neglect the fact that he's got 3 baby mamas and 5 kids. And somehow you think, nah, he has a history of knocking chicks up and leaving them and not paying child support and not having a job and hanging around, but he's not gonna do that to me. Really? Really? What makes you think that you're any different? No, trust me, it's going to happen to you. It's gonna happen. I don't get it. It's insanity. I'm not gonna, put myself in a situation where there's like dogs that are like known to bite people, and and I'll be like, I'm gonna pet this dog. My neighbor's dog, Killer. Yeah, he's bit like three kids in the past, but he got a bad rap. So I'm gonna take my risk, and I want to pet, Killer, and then I do, and I get bit. No, man, it's constant. You know, in other words, if something is known to be repetitive in the action, it's gonna continue to be repetitive. We have to make better choices in who we are dating. So I don't think there's a such a thing as gold diggers per se in this scenario. I do believe that there's broke ass pimps, but it's the circle, within itself. So it's just one endless circle. It's kind of like it's a dog chasing its tail, and it just goes round and round and round and round. And there's no winners here. Start making better choices for yourself, people, and start getting better partners. That's what I would say. All right, guys, I want to switch it up a little bit. So I want to talk to you guys about my experiences at my local Jack in the Box. I hardly ever eat fast food now, but when I do, I just happen to go to the same Jack in the Box because it's the closest one to where I live. So I'm like, I'm gonna go there. I'm a little annoyed. And you know those stories when you see like on TV at news like tonight Fox at 11, this person got all mad at his local McDonald's and beat the crap out of the person at the window. Find out why at 11. Yeah, I could kind of see that now. And I always told myself, man, those guys are stupid. Those guys are losers. What could have ended up, for that to happen? And let me tell you, this is how it happens, right? So, like I said, I hardly ever go to my local Jack in the Box, right? Maybe I shouldn't be saying Jack in the Box because I don't want to give them a bad rap. This is my opinion. Don't sue me, bro. let's just say my local burger place. Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, it's not a Jack in the Box. It's a burger place. So I went to my local burger place, and I drive up, and the the attendant tells me, "Hey, what do you want?" And I was like, "Well, I kind of want you to stop being a bitch and having all that attitude and talk to me like a normal human being." And I'm like, "Okay, that was kind of rude, but that's fine, not a problem." And I said, "Oh yeah, let me get I don't know, a number five, which is basically a cheeseburger with fries and a Coke, right?" And she goes, "Do you want it large or medium or small?" And I said, "Well, what size does it come for the price that you have it advertised for?" And then she's all like, "What do you want, small, medium, or large?" And I'm like, "I understand your question, but you have it advertised for 7.99. What size is that?" And then she responds with, "What do you want, small, medium, or large?" And I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm getting frustrated because I'm trying to be as respectful and clear. I mean, is the 7.99 a small? Or is the 7.99 a medium, or is the 7.99 a large? Which I obviously don't think that the 7.99 would be a large. So she responded with, "That's the small." And I said, "Fine, let me go ahead and take the small." And she's like, "All right, whatever." And then she's talking into, her microphone with this ghetto ass attitude, and I could hear her, and it's pissing me off because um, I would not treat her the way she's treating me, right? And so she goes, "What do you want to drink?" And I said, "Let me get a Coke." And she goes, "Okay." And then she's like, "Is your order correct in the screen?" And I said, "No, I wanted a Coke. It says a Sprite." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And then she goes, "So you want a hamburger with cheese with small fries and a small Sprite?" I go, "No, I wanted a Coke." "Oh yeah, a Coke." And then I get to the window, and it's usually, from my experience of, it's like a small, younger girl between the ages, I don't know, of let's say early 20s, and she's standing there talking to her friend, and I'm ready to pay her, and so I have my window down with my money, and then she's too busy talking to her to her friend. So I said, "I'm gonna put my window up because it's cold." So as soon as I put my window up, she opens up her window, knocks on my window, and demanding that I pay her. And I'm like thinking, I just put my window up because you were too busy talking to your friend. So I don't like the hostile attitude, but I said, "All right, fine. I'm not gonna make a big thing out of it, right?" So then I went ahead and I lowered my window and I paid her. And then she goes back and she's talking about, random stuff like about her boyfriend and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, fine, that's fine." So she finally comes back and she gives me my order. And then, she closes the window and I don't move. And then she turns and sees that I haven't left. And then she opens the window and she goes, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need you to give me back my debit card." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And then she just snatches it, grabs it, and gives it to me, like pretty much kind of like puts it all up by my face, like, "Here." Like, and I'm like, okay, like, starting to piss me off. Like, why are you treating me like this? And I'm thinking to myself, like, if you were a dude, I would fuck you up. But it's getting into a fist fight over cheeseburgers when you're some fat ass dude that's like 80 pounds overweight. Yeah, it's not a good look for me. I'll be like, "Yeah, fat ass dude. You know, check it out at 11. He got mad because they gave him small fries instead of medium fries. You know, and then people look at you and they judge you." Well, anyways, so she pretty much shoves my debit card in my face, and then she shuts the window, right? And I'm like, "Okay," and I still don't move. And then she goes, "Uh-huh." And then I'm all like thinking, "Oh my goodness, I just want to slap you." Um, so then she goes, "What do you need?" And I said, "Well, you didn't give me my drink." And she goes, yes, I did. I'm like, no, you didn't. You were too busy talking to your coworker about your boyfriend Charlie, and you know how you think he's cheating on you. And then her eyes opened up wide, and she looked at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I could hear you. I mean, like, you know, you're just talking about it. You're talking about your relationships and asking for advice and giving advice. And then she goes, yeah, I did. And then I said, no, look, why would I want to cheat you out of a soft drink? Like, come on, like, it doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna be getting rich stealing a soft drink from you, lady. So then she grabs my drink and then just kind of like gives it to me really quick. And by this time, I'm so kind of upset because I'm receiving like real shitty service that I just want to get the hell out of there because you know I'm starting to get angry. Keep in mind during this whole time, I keep my mouth shut. I'm as polite as possible. I think that you know you should not be rude to people that handle your food, the people that work in the service industry. You know, whether it be retail or whether it be you know fast food or whatever, hospitality. I'm sorry. You know, you should treat them with the utmost respect because I've been in those jobs. I've been in those situations, and I always try to be as professional as possible. So even though that they themselves at that very moment may not be, you know, as professional as can be, I get no benefit from, you know, complaining to their bosses and making a big issue, and you know, for them to maybe get reprimanded, and maybe if they've been reprimanded too many times before they lose their job, there's not a win-win here. So yeah, I just left. So I drove home. Right, I get home. You know, I get home and I drop all the things that I had. You know, I guess I must have been shopping or whatever. And then I finally get home and I open my bag and guess what? It's not a hamburger. It's not a cheeseburger. It's a chicken sandwich of something. What's promotional chicken ranch sandwich? And I'm like, huh, that's not what I was in the mood to be eating. So you're like, okay, I don't want to go back and make a scene, so I'm just gonna eat this and be fine with it. So then, you know, I take a drink, I take a sip out of my drink, and guess what? It's not a Coke, it's a fucking Sprite, a Sprite, and I'm like thinking, kind of, we went back at this back and forth, and you obviously made it a point to fuck with me, right? So at this point, what's the logical thing for you to do would be, you know, to not make it an issue and just, you know, not even go back or whatever. Well, guess what? This is where the you know, tonight at 11 comes in. A lot of people go and start like, yo, burger bitch, you know, you fucked up my order. And then they throw the meal in their face, and they throw the soft drinks, and then the girl and her coworkers say, fuck this guy, you know, or his fat ass over here. And then, you know, it becomes like a big brawl, and then you become like internet famous and stuff like that. Yeah, that happens, you know, but luckily that didn't happen to me. I just grabbed all my crap, and I just so upset I just threw it. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not gonna eat this, you know, whatever. I don't know why people have the tendency to give such crappy service. I hope that you guys don't get crappy services, but hey, it happens. You know, I guess the only thing you could do at this point is just kind of laugh at it and you know hope that it doesn't happen again. Oh well, that's that. All right, so we're on to the third and final topic. I hope that you guys are enjoying the podcast this far. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is JR. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Tacos and Workouts, where I've done podcasts there before, you know, on my YouTube channel. But then I decided to get an official podcast. So this is actually my pilot episode, my very first episode. I hope I'm doing well. I hope you're enjoying this episode. Since it's a pilot episode and I'm testing the waters, it's just me talking. What I want to do for ongoing podcast is pretty much have guests, friends, people, that talk about issues they want to talk about. If you are one of my friends, or even start following me on this platform, there's plenty of different ways for you to reach out to me. I have an Instagram at Tacos and Workouts. I have a YouTube at Tacos and Workouts. I have a Twitter at Tacos and Workouts. So just hit me up on one of the platforms, send me a message, and if you have something you want to talk about, we'll figure it out, and I'll include you on this this podcast here. So if you, let's say, if you have a you want to promote your I don't know, let's say you produce your own beer, and you want to come out here and tell people what it is that your beer is, then come here and express that. Or if you have a dog grooming pet service, that you're a mobile pet service grooming company, hey, why not come talk to us about the areas that you service, or what made you get started in that. Or I don't know, if you're a little man hater, or if you're a broke ass pimp, you're welcome to come on here and discuss why things are the way they are. So that's just me, just talking out loud. I hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed this episode. By the way, what it is with another podcast. That's my catchphrase. And if you check me out at Tacos and Workouts on YouTube, you'll see a whole bunch of episodes with me saying what it is, what it is. Maybe I should change the name of this podcast. I don't know. The name is still kind of in development. I think right now I'm trying to go with 1, 2, 3 podcasts. I don't know, that might change. Funny how things just change in a on a whim here. Anyways, hey guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. Check me out on my other platforms, and I hope to see you soon. All right, take care. Thank you for checking out this podcast. We encourage you to check out our other platforms on YouTube, Tacos and Workouts. See you soon. Take care of each other. Until then, see you next time.